What's up, guys? P Green Flex here. Bringing you a physique update video. The lighting in here is not the best, but kind of make do with what I had. Just a couple quick things. If you didn't see the video yesterday, I was quote-unquote bulking for a very long time. But I ended up getting up to about, back up a little bit, getting up to about 250-ish, give or take, which of course was, did not look good at all. If you can see how I look right now, and right now I weigh about 225. It's just weighed myself today. Scale was like 228, 229, but I had shoes on, things in my pockets, fully clothed. And it was later in the day after drinking water and shit. So it's probably about 225 if I was to weigh myself naked in the morning after piss and poop and all that kind of shit. But so about 20 to 25 pounds down, maybe a little more depending on what the actual top weight I was at. But yeah, so I feel really good about that. I feel good about the progress that I have made in the last few weeks, or a couple months, I should say. I started about 2 months ago dieting, or a little over a month ago anyway, which I also want to talk about in this video. I do intermittent fasting now. I do a little bit looser version of it because I don't want to keep myself restricted to exact times and exact foods and all that kind of stuff. But for the most part, I'm doing about I'm doing, about 5 or 6 hours, about 6 hours of eating, and then 18 hours of fasting. The reason I put the 6 in quotations of eating is because I usually eat either one meal or 2 meals a day. So like it could be 6, it could be 3 hours, it could be 1 hour. There's times where, and my meal is also at night, kind of similar to the warrior diet, I think is what it's called. There's days where I might not eat all day for my fast, and then I have like one large meal, and then that's it. And then there's days where I might have, like yesterday, I had something around like 7 or 8. Ended up going to the gym later in the day, around like 10. But I had something like a light dinner around like 7 or 8. Went to the gym at 10, and then had another meal after the gym. So it all fluctuates, but for the most part, I try to keep my eating between around 7 or 8 until about 12 or 1. And that's only because for my lifestyle right now, it's a lot easier to eat at night. And also I find that sometimes in the morning I like to go, if I want to go to the gym or just my energy levels, like I don't know, eating in the morning or eating before going to the gym in the morning, those kind of things never really worked for me. I always like going to the gym on an empty stomach, contrary to popular belief. And I love eating breakfast. I love breakfast foods, and when I'm bulking, I love to eat breakfast. But for the most part, it's easy for me to not eat it. I guess because I've always been busy in the mornings for the most part. So, but anyway, so that's what I'm doing, intermittent fasting. I'll do another more in-depth video about it, just to go over some of the more like backstory of it, the science of it, or bro science, I should say. I'm not a scientist. But yeah, just to kind of explain it a little bit more, I know a lot of people have been asking about it in the fitness community. Me being a fitness person, even though I didn't make YouTube videos for a long time, people would still come to me for fitness advice, tips, and that kind of thing. So I'll make a more in-depth video about that, just to kind of explain it a little bit better. But for right now, I just wanted to explain that to you guys so you understand what my diet kind of consists of. And then for the most part, the foods that I'm eating, of course, are high protein. Chicken, steak, burgers, things like that. And then for the carbs, I usually just, and that's the thing I was trying to say before. I don't really get too crazy with it. I don't have a specific thing. I just kind of, whatever I'm hungry for, I kind of get. I just don't really eat a lot of sweets. I don't really drink soda. I don't really, do any of that crazy stuff. I usually just eat regular whole foods. And, occasional fast food here and there if you got to, but it is what it is. But yeah, so all that being said, like I said, I just want to do this physique update for you guys after doing the new intro video yesterday. So as you can see, and I'll give you a few other things throughout this. As you can see, I'm kind of lean. I got a little bit of abs going, but I'm not shredded by any means. I'm not ripped by any means. Of course, a lot of people would be like, "Oh, you look so good," all this stuff, and really, like for me, it's not what I'm used to. But yeah, so a little bit of abs going. Nothing too crazy. You can kind of see it from the sides, but nothing too crazy. I don't know if you guys can notice this from the camera, but I am a lot larger. Like I said, I'm 225 right now. When I was at my peak as far as overall size, I think I was back up. I think I was about 210 or 215 when I was at my peak, like in high school and really like into everything. And I wasn't as lean because I'd be lean around 185, 190. So I definitely gained some size at that point. So I probably could have been lean around 195 or 200 or something. But for the most part, I'm 10 pounds heavier than my heaviest right now, and I'm about as lean as I was when I was that weight. So I guess with another 10, 20 pounds, I should be, really lean, but still over 200. So I should look pretty good at that point. But like I said, I'm happy about the progress. And it's starting to finally warm up a little bit. So we should start seeing some. Oh, let me get the back biceps too. So we should. I do want to get shredded up for summer and everything like that. So stay with me on the journey throughout the next couple months. I'll still be fasting and everything. Hopefully lose another 15, 20 pounds, and that will put me right where I want to be. What else did I not get? Let me do a little chest flex for you guys. And then the other things I wanted to tell you. So in the last few years, suffered a few injuries. Now they weren't major. There was one kind of major one, but for the most part, a lot of them weren't major. It would just be like a little tear, a little, threw something out, whatever. But I had tore. I never went to the doctor for it. Probably should have, but I think like a year or two after, or no, it was around the time that I graduated. I had something happen with my upper back. Which I don't think I talked about in any of my videos, but something happened with my upper back, I wasn't able to squat or do any heavy back movements for a few months. Last year, which would have been 2019, I tore my, my shoulder or my pec. I tore that kind of like tie in between your shoulder and your pec right here. Excruciating pain, don't wish that on anybody. And also, I wasn't able to do any pressing, chest or shoulder. I wasn't able to do any heavy pulling. I wasn't able to do any heavy arm movements, and that was for a few months. And then even now, there's times where I'm doing my shoulder workout or my chest workout or whatever the case may be, and I feel, the stress there, where I feel like it wasn't kind of repaired the same way, so to say, but I still feel okay, but it just kind of is weird when you're so used to being a certain level or having a certain level of activity and being a certain, having like that athletic build, and then something happens and you're like, oh shit, now I can't do that thing for a little while, or I can't perform for a little while, so it just is kind of like a reality check, so to say. So I'm glad it happened, because I think part of the reason why it happened is because I was a little dehydrated, and I also didn't stretch and warm up the way that I used to. So now it kind of opened my eyes to, okay, now I need to start paying attention to those kind of things again, making sure I'm getting a nice warm up, making sure my body's actually warm when I'm training, making sure that I am drinking enough water, all that kind of stuff. And then also recently I had a little something with my lower back as well. Like I said, nothing too crazy, but definitely put me out of commission for a few days to a week, and I can still feel it. But it's just is one of those things where I'm like, okay, I need to be in the gym. So I guess moral of the story is definitely make sure you're stretching, you're warming up, you're drinking enough water, you're getting enough nutrients and stuff like that. Especially if you are training, whether you're training to lose weight, gain weight, whatever the case may be, you want to make sure your body's fed in all aspects. So definitely pay attention to those things, because the last thing I would want is for you to experience any of those injuries and just be out of commission for a little while, and you kind of lose that momentum. Especially I know some of my followers, you know, from way back, they were actually doing, like, they were losing 50 to 100 pounds or gaining 50 to 100 pounds, and like, so when you're doing those kind of things and you're not able to keep progressing and you lose that momentum, a lot of times people can fall right back into those same habits. So just be mindful of those things whenever you are training and you know, or when you're doing anything that involves physical movement. Just make sure that you are on top of those kind of things. But besides that, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. As usual, like, comment, subscribe, share. Be Green Flex, that's E on the end of green, on all socials. I actually made a TikTok as well for anyone that has one of those and wants to look me up on there. But Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, what else? Who knows? Anyway, but yeah, so like, comment, subscribe. Let me know down in the comments what you thought of the video, or what kind of questions you might have about fitness, or about diet, about nutrition, about intermittent fasting, all those kind of things. That video will probably be up later this week or next week. I have a few other videos in mind that I want to get out as well, but like I said, I'm trying to upload every day for you guys, so that way you have some kind of content. And let me know what other kind of content you want to see too. If you want to see a specific type of video, just anything you guys want to see, let me know down in the comments. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Subscribe, and catch you next time. Be Green Flex, out.